The film begins in a quiet New England pond, where Mack Mallard is tucking his ducklings, Dax and Gwen, into bed. Ever the overprotective father, Mack tells them a scary bedtime story meant to keep them fearful of the outside world. He warns them about predators, herons, and dangers that lurk beyond the safety of their home. Little Gwen is spooked, but Pam, Mack's wife, scolds him. She wants their children to dream of more than fear and limits. Mack defends himself, believing fear will keep the family safe. The next day, while the family enjoys their pond, a flock of migrating ducks swoops in. Among them is Kim, a young duck who catches Dax's attention immediately, much to Gwen's amusement. Kim mentions that her family is flying to Jamaica and invites the Mallards to join. Mack, stubborn and protective, shoos them off rudely, insisting that their pond is perfectly fine. Pam is furious. She accuses him of robbing their children of adventure, of life itself, because of his fear. Later, Mack talks with his eccentric Uncle Dan, a grumpy loner duck who also refuses to travel. At first, Uncle Dan sides with Mack, but Mack suddenly sees a reflection of his own future. If he never lets go of fear, he'll end up old, bitter, and alone like Dan. That night, in a surprising twist, Mack wakes his family and announces that they will indeed fly to Jamaica. Pam and the kids cheer, and even Uncle Dan gets roped in, thanks to Gwen's wide-eyed cuteness. The family takes off, excited and nervous. But almost immediately, things go wrong. Instead of heading south with the other migrating birds, they mistakenly fly north into a raging storm. Forced to land, they find shelter in a marsh where they encounter two herons, Aaron and Harry. The eerie couple seems predatory, creeping the Mallards out, but Aaron warmly offers them a safe place to sleep. That night, when the family tries to sneak away, Aaron catches them. For a terrifying moment, they think she plans to eat them, until a huge fish lunges from the water and nearly swallows Dax and Gwen. Aaron saves the ducklings just in time, proving she meant no harm. Grateful, Mack and Pam realize the world isn't always what it seems, and the Mallards spend the night in safety. The next morning, the family bids farewell to the herons and continues, soaring through the skies. Dax leads them up to the clouds where they play, laugh, and feel free. Their joy doesn't last. They soon reach the bustling chaos of New York City. In the confusion, Uncle Dan gets separated in Central Park, where he tries to eat a sandwich but is confronted by a tough flock of pigeons. The rest of the Mallards arrive, and Mack foolishly insults the pigeons by calling them vermin. Their leader, a scrappy pigeon named Chump, confronts him, but Pam smooths things over. She convinces Chump to share the sandwich and explains their journey. Chump softens and decides to help. She knows a bird who can guide them to Jamaica. Chump takes them to a fancy restaurant, where they meet Delroy, a colorful Jamaican parrot kept as a prized pet by a human chef. Delroy explains that he was stolen from his home and longs to return. He also warns them of a terrifying fact. Ducks like the Mallards often end up on dinner plates. The Mallards promise to help free him, but Delroy's cage key is always carried by the chef himself. Mack and Pam sneak into the kitchen to get it, but their plan goes sideways. Pots clang, pans fly, and the furious chef chases them. Their escape bursts onto the restaurant's dance floor where patrons gather for salsa night. To survive the chaos, Mack and Pam clumsily join in, salsa-dancing their way through the crowd before slipping back toward Delroy. In the mayhem, Mack accidentally swallows the key. The chef corners them, but Mack coughs it up just in time, and Delroy unlocks his cage. With a triumphant squawk, Delroy bursts free, rallying the other captive birds. The restaurant erupts into total chaos as feathers, food, and dancers fly. The Mallards and Delroy escape, leaving the raging chef behind. The family bids farewell to Chump and follows Delroy as he leads them toward Jamaica. But mid-flight, little Gwen can't hold it in anymore. She refuses to poop in the sky. The family lands to accommodate her, only to stumble upon what looks like a paradise. A peaceful sanctuary of ducks led by a goofy yoga guru named Gugu. The family splashes, relaxes, and enjoys the water park-like retreat. But the peace is shattered when Dax discovers the horrifying truth. It's not a sanctuary at all, but a duck farm, and the chef has arrived to collect the birds. Dax is spotted and injured by the chef, his wings badly damaged, but he manages to warn everyone. In a frantic scramble, the ducks, including Delroy, narrowly escape into the air. Night falls and the Mallards hide, but the relentless chef takes to the skis in a helicopter, equipped with nets. He captures almost all of the birds, including Mack and Pam, leaving only injured Dax and little Gwen on the ground. They watch helplessly as their parents are taken. Broken-hearted but determined, Dax comes up with a daring plan. He uses Delroy's shed feathers to fashion makeshift wings, strong enough to let him fly again. Meanwhile, inside the helicopter, Pam despairs, admitting that maybe Mack was right all along about staying safe. But Mack comforts her, even in danger. He insists they must not give up. Locked in the same cage, the two work together to try freeing Uncle Dan, Delroy, and the others. The chef intervenes and captures them again, but this time the birds fight back. They bombard him with food and chaos until the chef, enraged, accidentally triggers the hatch. In the struggle, he and the Mallard parents fall out. The chef lands tangled in his own net, but Mack and Pam plummet toward the earth. Until in the final moment, Dax and Gwen swoop in. Dax, now flying with the help of Delroy's feathers, catches his parents just in time. The family reunites in midair with hugs and tears, while Uncle Dan and Delroy free the remaining birds. Together, the flock escapes for good. At last, the Mallards reach Jamaica. The glowing waters shimmer as they arrive on the island. Dax reunites with Kim, Mack thanks Pam for pushing him to live more fully, and all the birds break into a joyous dance party under the tropical night. Spring eventually comes, and the Mallards prepare to fly home. Just as they're ready, a group of lost penguins wanders in, needing help finding their way back to the South Pole. With newfound courage and experience, the Mallards agree to lead the way, setting off on yet another adventure.
Yeah, come on, Pam, we're going to the South Pole!
I've created a monster.
Okay, so let's talk itinerary. I say Costa Rica, Panama, Amazon River.